Buddhāvataṃsaka Sutra. Book 27. The 10 Concentrations. Video 2. It is like when the sun comes out and circles the polar mountain, illumining the mountains made of 7 precious substances, on those mountains of 7 precious substances, and in the valleys in between them are light beams clearly shining. The sunbeams on the jewel mountains all appear in the lights of the valleys, and the sunbeams in the valleys all appear in the lights of the mountains. In this way they mutually reflect back and forth. Sometimes it is said that the sunbeams emerge from the mountains of 7 precious substances. Sometimes it is said that the sunbeams emerge from the valleys between the mountains. Sometimes it is said that the sunlight enters the mountains. Sometimes it is said that the sunlight enters the valleys, but the sunbeams reflect back and forth boundlessly. Their nature is not existent, not non-existent, not abiding in the mountain, not apart from the mountains, not dwelling in the water, not apart from the water. So it is also with enlightening beings in this vast concentration of subtle light. They do not dissolve the features of the structure of the world, do not annihilate the natures of the phenomena of the world, do not dwell within the world or outside the world. They do not discriminate anything in any world, yet do not destroy the features of worlds. They see all things as one form which is formless, and yet do not destroy the identities of things. They abide in real thusness, never leaving it. It is like a magician, expert in magical arts, standing at a crossroads performing magic tricks. In one day, in the space of a moment, he may manifest a day or a night, or he may make it appear to be 7 days and nights, or a fortnight, a month, a year, a century. According to desire, he can manifest the appearance of cities, towns, villages, springs, streams, rivers, seas, sun, moon, clouds, rain, palaces, mansions, houses, all of this complete. Yet he does not destroy the original 1 day or 1 hour by making it appear that years have passed, and the brevity of the actual time does not destroy the appearance of the passage of days, months, or years. The illusory appearances clearly show, yet the actual time is not extinguished. In the same way great enlightening beings, entering this vast concentration of subtle light, manifest countless worlds entering into one world, each of those countless worlds having earth, water, fire, and air, oceans and mountains, cities and towns, groves and houses, abodes of various kinds of beings complete with all kinds of adornments. They have realms of desire, of form, and of formlessness, solar systems and galaxies, acts and consequences, death in one place and rebirth in another, all the times and seasons of all worlds, moments, days, nights, fortnights, months, years, centuries, eons of becoming and eons of decay, polluted lands, clean lands, big lands, small lands, Buddhas appearing therein, in Buddha lands that are pure, with circles of enlightening beings and autonomous spiritual powers teaching sentient beings. Every place in those lands is filled with countless people and various beings of different forms and conditions, immeasurable, boundless, inconceivable, past, future, and present, the power of pure deeds producing infinite jewels of supreme refinement. They show all such things in one world, wherein the enlightening beings all see clearly, entering into all, observing all, contemplating all, comprehending all, knowing all truly by means of inexhaustible knowledge. The multiplicity of the worlds does not destroy this one world, and the singleness of this world does not destroy the multiplicity of those worlds. Why? Because enlightening beings know all phenomena are selfless, they are said to have penetrated the principle of lifelessness and non-creation. Because enlightening beings diligently cultivate non-contention in all worlds, they are said to abide in the principle of selflessness. Because enlightening beings see all bodies as they really are, all deriving from conditions, they are said to abide in the principle of non-existence of beings. Because enlightening beings know that everything which is born and passes away comes from causes, they are said to abide in the principle of non-existence of persons. Because enlightening beings know the fundamental nature of all things is equal, they are said to abide in the principle of non-existence of mental productions or the human being. Because enlightening beings know the fundamental nature of all things is still, they are said to abide in the principle of stillness. Because enlightening beings know that all things are uniform, they are said to abide in the principle of non-discrimination. Because enlightening beings know the realm of reality does not have various differentiated phenomena, they are said to abide in the principle of inconceivability. Because enlightening beings diligently cultivate all liberative means and skillfully pacify beings, they are said to abide in the principle of great compassion. In this way enlightening beings can put countless worlds into one world, know the various differences of countless beings, see the individual procedures of countless enlightening beings, and observe countless Buddhas appearing here and there, able to absorb the teachings expounded by those Buddhas, also seeing themselves there practicing them. Without leaving here, they appear to be there, and without leaving there, they appear to be here, this body and that body being undifferentiable, because they are in the realm of reality. They always practice contemplation earnestly, unceasingly, never abandoning wisdom, because they do not regress. It is like a magician in a given place practicing the arts of illusion. He does not destroy his actual place by the illusory place, and does not destroy the actual day by the illusory day. In the same way, enlightening beings manifest the existence of a land where there is no land, and manifest the non-existence of a land where there is a land. Where there are sentient beings they manifest non-existence of sentient beings, and where there are no sentient beings they manifest the existence of sentient beings. Where there is no form they manifest form, and where there is form they manifest formlessness. The beginning does not disarray the aftermath, and the aftermath does not disarray the beginning. The enlightening beings know that all the things of the world are like this, the same as illusions. Knowing phenomena are illusory, they know knowledge is illusory. Because they know knowledge is illusory, they know action is illusory. Once they know that knowledge is illusion and action is illusion, they develop illusion knowledge, observing all actions. Just as the illusions of the world do not manifest their illusions outside of their place, and do not have a place outside of illusion, in the same way great enlightening beings do not enter the world outside of emptiness, and also do not enter emptiness outside of the world. Why? Because emptiness and the world have no difference. Living in the world is also living in emptiness. Great enlightening beings are able to perceive and cultivate the various different dawning activities of all worlds within emptiness. In a single instant they are able to know countless worlds, becoming or decaying, and also know the continuity and succession of all ages. They are able to manifest countless ages in a single instant without enlarging the instant. Great enlightening beings attain the illusion knowledge of inconceivable liberation, arrive at the other shore, abide in the realm of illusion, and enter the illusions of the world. They think of all things as like illusions, do not oppose the illusory world, have perfect knowledge of illusion, comprehend that past, present, and future are not apart from illusion, and definitively realize the boundlessness of mind. Like the enlightened ones, they abide in knowledge of illusoriness, their minds equanimous. They know all worlds are like illusions, and they have no attachments anywhere, having no self or possessions. Just as the magician creates illusory phenomena, though he does not live with those illusory phenomena, yet has no confusion about illusory phenomena, in the same way the great enlightening beings know all things reach the other shore, and in their minds they do not imagine that they are able to enter into things, and they have no confusion about things. This is the knowledge of the skill of the enlightening being's second great concentration, of subtle light. What is great enlightening being's concentration of spiritual power successively journeying to the Buddha lands? Here the great enlightening beings pass countless worlds to the east, and also pass as many worlds as atoms in that many worlds. In those worlds they enter this concentration, maybe entering for an instant, or for a moment, or entering continuously, or entering in the morning, or at midday, or in the afternoon, or in the evening, or at night, or after midnight, or entering for 1 day, or for 5 days, or for a fortnight, or for a month, or for a year, or for a century, or for a millennium, or for 100 millennia, or for 100 million years, or for 10 trillion years, or for an octillion years, or for 1 eon, or for 100 eons, or for 100,000 eons, or for an octillion eons, or for countless eons, or for measureless eons, or for boundless eons, or for incomparable eons, or for innumerable eons, or for unaccountable eons, or for unthinkable eons, or for immeasurable eons, or for unspeakable eons, or for untold eons. As for the various dissimilarities, of far and near, of phenomena or time, and so on, the enlightening beings do not create discriminations in regard to them. Their minds are not obsessed with them. They do not take them to be dual or non-dual, universal or particular. Though they are aloof from these discriminations, yet by expedient techniques of spiritual powers, when they arise from concentration they remember everything and reach the ultimate end. It is like, for example, the sun going around giving light, never stopping day or night. The emergence of the sun is called day and the disappearance of the sun is called night. It is not born with the day and does not perish at night. In the same way the great enlightening being enters concentration of spiritual power in countless worlds, and having entered concentration, clearly sees those countless worlds. This is called the technical knowledge of the third great concentration of great enlightening being, the great concentration of spiritual power successively traveling to Buddha lands. What is great enlightening being's concentration of action of the pure profound mind? Here the enlightening beings know that embodiments of Buddha are as numerous as all beings, and see innumerable Buddhas more than the number of atoms in countless worlds. To all those Buddhas they offer all kinds of fine fragrances, all kinds of beautiful flowers, all kinds of canopies, vast as countless Buddha lands, all kinds of exquisite adornments surpassing those of all worlds, all kinds of precious substances, parks arrayed with all kinds of embellishments, treasuries of countless jewels, food and drink produced by enlightened spiritual power, surpassing that of all the heavens in flavor, and all the various superb offerings in all Buddha lands, which they are able to gather by spiritual power. To each of those Buddhas they pay utmost respect and honor, prostrating themselves on the ground and asking for the Buddha's teaching, praising the impartiality of Buddha, extolling the magnificent virtues of the Buddhas. They enter the great compassion that all Buddhas enter, attain the unhindered power that is equal in all Buddhas, and in a single instant seek the wondrous teaching from all Buddhas. Yet they do not apprehend, in regard to those Buddhas, such signs as appearance in the world or entry into ultimate nirvana. Just as the scattered, stirring mind, distinguishing objects, does not know what the conditions of mind's arousal and quiescence are, in the same way, these great enlightening beings do not discriminate the characteristics of the appearance and nirvana of Buddhas. It is like a mirage in the daytime. It does not come from clouds or lakes. It does not rest on land or water, neither exists nor does not exist, is not good or bad, not pure or polluted. It cannot be drunk, cannot be polluted. It neither has nor does not have substance, neither has nor does not have taste. Through causes and conditions it manifests the appearance of water, as perceived by the consciousness. When one looks at it from afar it resembles water, and so one imagines there is water, but when one approaches there is none, so the image of water naturally disappears. Similarly, the great enlightening beings do not apprehend forms of the Buddhas emerging in the world or entering nirvana. The characteristics of existence or non-existence of Buddhas are discriminations of the conceiving mind. This concentration is called the action of pure, profound mind. The great enlightening being, after having entered this concentration, emerges without forgetting, like someone awakening from sleep remembering what he has dreamed, even though when one is awake the dream scenes are not there, still one can remember them. In the same way the great enlightening beings enter this concentration, see Buddhas and hear teachings, then arise from concentration, yet remember it all and use these teachings to enlighten all communities at enlightenment sites, and adorn all Buddha lands. They clearly comprehend all the immeasurable meanings and intentions, and all the means of teaching are also purified. They light the torch of great wisdom and perpetuate the seed of Buddhahood. Their freedom from hesitation is complete, and their powers of elucidation are inexhaustible. They reveal and expound the treasury of the most profound teaching. This is the technical knowledge of the fourth great concentration of great enlightening beings, the concentration of action of the pure, profound mind. What is great enlightening beings' concentration of knowledge of the stores of adornments of the past? Here great enlightening beings are able to know the manifestations of the Buddhas of the past. That is, within the order of eons, the order of lands. Within the order of lands, the order of eons. Within the order of eons, the order of Buddha's appearances. Within the order of Buddha's appearances, the order of teaching. Within the order of teaching, the order of inclinations. Within the order of inclinations, the order of faculties. Within the order of faculties, the order of training. Within the order of training, the order of lifespans of Buddhas. Within the order of lifespans, they know the order of numbers of trillions of years. Because these great enlightening beings gain such boundless knowledge of order, they therefore know the past Buddhas, therefore know past lands, therefore know past teachings, therefore know past ages, therefore know past phenomena, therefore know past minds, therefore know past understandings, therefore know past beings, therefore know past afflictions, therefore know past manners, therefore know past purities. This concentration is called the pure treasury of the past. In a single moment it can enter 100 eons, 1,000 eons, 100,000 eons, an octillion eons, countless eons, measureless eons, boundless eons, incomparable eons, uncountable eons, unaccountable eons, unthinkable eons, immeasurable eons, unspeakable eons, untold, inexpressible eons. When those great enlightening beings enter this concentration, they do not annihilate the present or focus on the past. When those great enlightening beings emerge from this concentration, they receive 10 kinds of inconceivable anointment from the enlightened, and also attain, purify, consummate, enter, realize, fulfill, and hold them, comprehending them equally, the 3 spheres pure. What are the 10? 1. Explanation not violating meaning. 2. Inexhaustibility of teaching. 3. Impeccable expression. 4. Endless eloquence. 5. Freedom from hesitation. 6. Truthfulness of speech. 7. The trust of the community. 8. Liberating those in the triple world. 9. Supreme excellence of roots of goodness. 10. Command of the wondrous teaching. These are the 10 anointments. When enlightening beings enter this concentration and emerge from it, immediately they become like a spirit when it enters the womb, the consciousness instantly being born therein. In the same way, when the great enlightening beings emerge from this concentration, in the presence of the enlightened they instantly attain these 10 qualities. This is called the technical knowledge of the great enlightening being's 5th great concentration, the concentration of knowledge of the stores of adornments of the past. What is great enlightening being's concentration of the treasury of light of knowledge? The great enlightening beings in this concentration know the various different names of all Buddhas in all ages in all worlds in the future, whether they have been spoken of yet or not, whether they have been given the prediction of Buddhahood yet or not. That is, they know countless names, untold names of Buddhas, and that they will appear in the world, will benefit beings, will be spiritual sovereigns, will perform the tasks of Buddha, will explain what is beneficial, will praise goodness, will explain what is pure, will clear away all evils, will abide in virtue, will reveal the ultimate truth, will enter the rank of coronation, will attain omniscience. Those Buddhas' cultivation of complete action, undertaking of complete vows, entry into complete knowledge, leadership of a complete circle, fulfillment of complete adornments, accumulation of complete virtues, realization of complete truth, attainment of complete fruition, endowment with complete qualities, and fulfillment of complete enlightenment, as well as those Buddhas' names, their methods and skills, their spiritual powers and miracles, their development of beings, and their entry into final nirvana. All this the enlightening beings here thoroughly know. These enlightening beings can in a single instant enter 1 eon, 100 eons, 1,000 eons, 100,000 eons, 100,000 billion eons. They enter into as many eons as atoms in a continent, as many eons as atoms in 4 continents, as many eons as atoms in a solar system, as many eons as atoms in a galaxy, as many eons as atoms in a universe, as many eons as atoms in a Buddha land, as many eons as atoms in 100,000 Buddha lands, as many eons as atoms in 100,000 billion Buddha lands, as many eons as atoms in countless Buddha lands, as many eons as atoms in untold, inexpressible numbers of Buddha lands. By their wisdom they are able to know the numbers of eons in all future worlds. And because they know them, their minds also enter the doors of often kinds of preservation, Because they enter the presence of the Buddhas, they gain the protection of Buddhas as numerous as atoms in untold Buddha lands. Because they enter the presence of the teaching, they attain inexhaustible intellectual powers illumined by 10 kinds of total mental command. Because they enter the presence of practice, they produce perfectly rounded, outstanding vows. Because they enter the presence of power, no one can dominate or overpower them. Because they enter the presence of knowledge, the Buddha teachings they practice are free from obstruction. Because they enter the presence of great compassion, they turn the wheel of the pure teaching, which never turns back. Because they enter the presence of expression of skillful handling of distinctions, they turn the wheel of all letters and clean the ground of all teachings. Because they enter the presence of the state of the lion being born, they open the lock of the teaching and leave the mind of desire. Because they enter the presence of the power of knowledge, they cultivate enlightening practice unceasingly. Because they enter the presence of the power of good companionship, they cause boundless beings to become purified. Because they enter the presence of the power of non-dwelling, they enter unspeakable, untold numbers of vast eons. Because they enter the presence of the power of the teaching, by uninhibited knowledge of means, they know all things are inherently pure. Once great enlightening beings are in this concentration, they skillfully live in untold numbers of ages and lands. They skillfully know untold numbers of various sentient beings. They skillfully know untold numbers of different characteristics of sentient beings. They skillfully know untold numbers of similar and different consequences of action. They skillfully know untold numbers of practices differentiated by vigor, faculties, habit energies, and continuity. They skillfully know untold numbers of various tainted and pure contemplations. They skillfully know untold numbers of various meanings of teachings and innumerable written and verbal expressions. They skillfully know untold numbers of various Buddhas' appearances, families, times, manifestations, teachings, actions, Buddha works, and entries into ultimate final nirvana. They skillfully know untold numbers of boundless doors of wisdom and knowledge. They skillfully know untold numbers of the boundless different manifestations of all spiritual powers. It is as when the sun comes out, all the villages and towns, mansions and houses, mountains, marshes, birds and beasts, trees, forests, flowers and fruits, and so on, can be clearly seen by all people with vision. The light of the sun is impartial and has no discrimination, yet can cause the eye to see all kinds of forms. This concentration is also like this. It is in essence impartial, without any discrimination, yet can cause enlightening beings to know countless numbers of different characteristics. When the great enlightening beings realize such knowledge, they cause beings to attain 10 kinds of fruitfulness. 1. Fruitful seeing, because of causing sentient beings to develop roots of goodness. 2. Fruitful hearing, causing sentient beings to gain maturity. 3. Fruitful association, causing sentient beings' minds to be pacified. 4. Fruitful aspiration, causing sentient beings to do as they say and master the meanings of all the teachings. 5. Fruitful action, causing boundless worlds to be purified. 6. Fruitful companionship, cutting off countless beings' doubts in the presence of the Buddhas of countless worlds. 7. Fruitful vows, causing whatever sentient beings are thought of to make excellent offerings and accomplish undertakings. 8. Fruitful skillful methods, causing all to be able to abide in pure knowledge of unobstructed liberation. 9. Fruitful showering of the rain of teaching, expediently revealing the practice of universal knowledge to countless beings of various faculties and causing them to abide in the path of Buddhahood. 10. fruitful appearance, manifesting boundless forms, causing all sentient beings to be bathed in illumination. When great enlightening beings abide in this concentration and attain 10 kinds of fruitfulness, the kings of the heavens all come and bow to them. The dragon kings produce great fragrant clouds. The Yaksha kings bow to their feet. The Titan kings honor them with offerings. The Garuda kings circle them in respect. The kings of the Brahma heavens come and propitiate them. The Kinnara kings draw near them. Human kings serve and support them. This is the technical knowledge of the 6th great concentration of great enlightening beings, the concentration of the treasury of light of knowledge. Continue to video 3.